So this is our salt beef brine solution. We've had our beef in here, brisket, and what we've done, we've left this in the fridge for 7 days, and all we've done in those 7 days is just turn the meat over once a day, periodically, and that has actually allowed the salt and the brine solution, which is just salt and sugar with some bay leaves, some various spices, to actually infuse into the beef. What we did, we spiked the beef before we put the beef into our brine mixture, so the solution, the brine solution, would actually penetrate into the meat itself. So what we need to do now is pour off this solution and rinse the salt off of the beef, and now we're ready to cook it. So in a big enough pot here, after I've washed off the salt from my salt beef, I've got 6 cloves of garlic, I've got 1 celery stick which I've roughly chopped up, I've got 1 carrot which I've roughly chopped up, 1 onion and 3 bay leaves. Now if you've got any parsley stalks, throw that in. I don't at the moment. That would actually add some flavour to it. Now what I'm going to do with this, I'm actually going to cover this, put it on the hob and bring this to a boil and simmer this for 2.5 hours, and that should actually tenderise the meat, cook the meat, and that should be ready for serving. Okay, this is our beef brisket. It's been cooking for 2.5 hours. Now what we're going to do is just turn the hob off, leave that covered, and it will cool over time, and once that's cooled, that's ready to serve in a nice crusty bread sandwich or with boiled vegetables. This is going to be lovely. We'll let it cool and we'll cut it up. So this is our salt beef. You can see how tender that is. It's actually falling away from me cutting it. It's actually spooning itself off, in effect. I will try and cut slices. A fairly sharp knife here. Now this is great to put in sandwiches. You can make salt beef hash with this, with vegetables. It's quite tasty. But really the ultimate thing to do is actually cut this up and serve this in a crusty sandwich with some gherkins. Gherkins go very well with salt beef. How flaky and tender that is. This is better than any of the shop bought rubbish you're going to have. It takes a lot of time to actually make it. That just fell apart in my hand. Now the stuff you're going to get in the shops is going to be very salty, and this is not. The amount of salt and sugar we used, by rights it should be, but by the way we've made this is homemade, no additives. No shop bought salt beef is going to compare to this at all. You really should make this. This is fantastic. I hope you go on to make this recipe. This is beautiful. You can't go wrong with salt beef sandwiches. So we've made our salt beef. It's great for sandwiches. Now I like mine in some bloomer bread. A lot of the Americans like theirs on rye bread. I prefer just the plain one. That's all I've got to hand anyway, so tough. So what I've done, I've got a couple of big thick slices of salt beef, covered it with mustard, and I like mine with pickled gherkins, so I've just chopped a few of these up. And all we're going to do, assemble the sandwich, bosh, job done. Lovely salt beef sandwich, all ready to go. Hope you enjoy this recipe and you go on to make it yourself.